Hello. Yeah, thank you for attending Data Science Salon. My name is Roja Boina, and today I wanted to talk about ChatGPT prompt engineering and the data privacy about it. As we all know, ChatGPT has become like very famous in the recent times. So, in simple terms, like what is ChatGPT? So, it is a large language model or a free to use AI chatbot developed by the OpenAI, and it is like based on the GPT architecture. ChatGPT is designed to understand and also like generate human like text based on the input it receives. It can be like used for wide variety of natural processing tasks, such as like answering questions, generating like text, providing explanations, and also like engaging in conversations when the user enters an input. So, what is exactly a prompt, and how does the whole this scenario work? So, prompt is an input that we provide to the model, and prompts aren't like necessarily limited to text. So, depending upon the model or any kind of data, it can be input, and the output can also be like data. For instance, the prompt necessarily like need not be text, it can also be like images. So when you enter like the input to the model, it processes it and generates the output that can be readable in the easier way. So today let's discuss through like some of the tips and tricks for like prompting. So one of the important things is like when you give prompts, it needs to be like written clearly and have like specific instructions. So most of the times when we say like clear and specific, it need not necessarily be like short and concise. In most scenarios, when the prompt is like lengthy and explained like clearly, we get the most relevant outputs. So that is one of the key thing to remember. And the second thing is like use delimiters, to clearly indicate distinct parts of your inputs. For example, here you can see I have like 5 to 6 lines here, and I am clearly asking in the prompt, summarize the text that is delimited by triple backticks here. So I am specifically mentioning the delimiter here, that is triple backticks, and I'm asking the prompt to summarize the text within that. So you can use like any set of delimiters or any kind of delimiters here. And the other thing is you can also ask for like the structured prompts. For example, in my here I have given generate a list of three made up like car names, and I am asking to generate the output in the JSON format. So we can always ask, or we can prompt the model in a way to generate the output for us either in the JSON format or HTML format. The good part about this is once the output is generated in JSON format like this, you can use it like as an input to your programming like Python to directly like consume this output when it is generated in the data JSON format, like dictionaries or lists. And the other thing is specify the steps in order. Here, if you can see in one of the prompts, what we have like taken or considered is I have like a summary of 6 to 7 sentences, and I am asking like, or giving a prompt in such a way where I am mentioning like step by step instructions to the model, like what am I expecting it. Like, summarize the following text delimited by triple backticks. That is one thing. I'm asking to like translate it to a different language, and also I'm asking to generate the output in a JSON object, or in a JSON format. So I am asking the model to perform like the step by step actions of what needs to be done. So these are like certain ways that you can use the prompts to interact with your models. And the other thing is like, let us say you entered a prompt, and you can also like check the condition or ask the model to check if the conditions are like satisfied or not. Like for example, in the given prompt here, I am asking if the text does not contain a sequence, just generate like if does not contain any sequence of instructions, just say like no steps are provided. Or if the text contains a sequence of instructions, simply like produce the output in a step by step format that I have given for the above text. So you can ask or check to see like within your prompt that if the question that you're asking or the prompt that you're sending satisfies like the given conditions or not. That is an other thing that you can validate within your prompt. So just like how we do our development, even with the prompt development, we can always like have or consider the iterative approach. The thing is, you can have like your prompt for the very first time. You can write a prompt or develop a prompt to give to your model. You can implement it, see what is like the desired output that you have got out of that prompt, and like check and see if you have got any errors. And it need not necessarily be like errors, but also sometimes you might not get like the desired output that you want. In that case, you can like modify your existing prompt, rerun it, and see like if did you get the desired output that you're looking for, or close to, or the relevant output that you're looking for. So one of the things in the iterative prompt development that you can do is, for example, let us say I am going to ask my model to generate output for a given question, and let us say it generates a lengthy output for like 50 to 60 lines. I can, for the next time, I can go ahead and ask, hey, can you like summarize this to like 50 words, or just give like the word limit that you wanted it to focus on. And the other thing that you can all ask or provide within the prompt is focusing on the right details. So for example, you can always mention within your prompt like, this is intended for certain set of audience. I want the prompt to be like technical in nature and focus on certain area, be it like sales, profit. So you don't just get like the random output, but it is like focused on certain area specifically. So whenever you are going about this iterative approach, you can specifically give your prompt in such a way that you get the relevant or the desired output. And the next thing is like summarizing. Summarizing is like one of the good features that we have got within the prompts that we can do. Like you can summarize the given text to a word or to a sentence or also to a character limit. For example, let us say I have got a text of 50 to 60 lines. So when I am prompting or when I'm generating a prompt, I can just say like summarize it to like 30 words. And also the other thing that we can consider when we are summarizing is, when giving an input, you can ask to say like focus it to a specific subject, whatever it can be. Focus on aspects like sales, focus on aspects like profits, and you can always provide within the prompt to the level of detail to which you wanted to summarize the information to. And also have like character limits within that. So these are like some of the good tips and tricks that you can consider when generating the prompts and providing it to your model. And one of the things that we can also do with our prompts is like inferring. Inferring is more around like having the knowing the sentiments for the text that we have. For example, on a given Amazon website, let us say we have like 150 to like 200 reviews. So within our prompt, we can go ahead and ask, hey, can you like let me know what is the sentiment of the product review for this text, or what kind of reviews that I have received for this. And most times you can also like ask in a single word like what is the sentiment, either are these reviews positive or are these reviews like negative. These are also like some of the questions that you can provide within your prompts. So inferring is an other thing that you can provide. And when coming to like the privacy and security aspect of prompts, couple of things that you need to consider, or whenever you are like generating your prompts, is the data privacy or the compliance. So always ensure that your when you're using your prompts, it complies with that of relevant data privacy regulations, such as general data product protection regulation, or HIPAA compliance. So depending upon the nature of the data that you're working on. And the other thing that you always need to take care is like the data minimization when you're providing or generating prompts. So it focuses on only providing the system or the AI model with the minimum necessary information in your prompts, and avoiding to include any sensitive or personal identifiable information. That is one thing. And the second thing can be like anonymization and masking. So let us say if you need to use like real data in the prompts, consider like anonymizing or masking the sensitive information to like protect the privacy. You can also like replace like names, addresses, or other PII information with like any synthetic data or any placeholders. And also make sure that you have like a secure communication. Ensure that the communication between your application and also the AI model is like secure. So use encryption to protect the data in the transmit. And have the access control. Let us say like implement strict access control to limit who can access or use the AI system. Only authorized people or authorized person should access to that sensitive prompts or AI model by itself. And the other important thing to consider here is like the user education. So let us say if your AI system is used by others, educate users on the importance of privacy and security when they are like formulating the prompts. It's important like to educate them, also encourage them to avoid sharing any sensitive information like within the prompts. And the other important thing is like encryption of like your stored data. If you store like your prompts or any generated responses, encrypt the data that is generated to protect it from any of the unauthorized access. And have always like regular security audits. Conduct like regular audits and assessments for your AI system to identify any vulnerabilities and address them like properly. So these are like some of the privacy and security aspects that you need to consider like when generating the prompts. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, pretty much that was it. And thank you for attending the session today.